was pharma for 2020. What is going to be the big theme for 21? Sonia was naming some of these stocks, you know, the forgotten boys, the infra names and cement, etc. Is that a theme, you know, that will really stand out? Tell us about your big ideas for the new year.
So the thing is, we have beaten the market this year by some 8-9%, and we didn't even know that pharma was a theme. The point is, you will never know these things. That is not the way it will work consistently, because actually I was very negative on pharma till April, May. And even after that, I only covered myself by buying 10% in pharma without really having a very strong view. The point is, these things, who would have known? Let's imagine in December 2019, how would you have known that Dixon Electronics will be up 200% or that India Mart will be up some 150%? That is not the way. It's too difficult to think that, okay, you know, in those 99 times we could figure out. And that also over time, because it was there, that tech is really booming and there is a massive, massive difference. Because here it is not that big a thing. It is more a slight shift in sentiment, a slight preference for one sector over another, and boom, that though that group goes up a lot. You have to look at 2 or 3 things. One is there should be a little bit of secular thing at the back of it, and it should not be event to event based. And secondly, I don't like the idea that your profits are growing at, say, 10% per annum or 12% per annum, but for a long period of 5 years and 7 years, your PE is, or your stock price is going at 20% per annum or 30%. That means your entire or 50-60% of your returns have come from valuation change, particularly if you didn't start with a very bad valuation at whatever period you start with. And the rest is more a bit of bigger and buy 30 names, and you will not know whose turn it is. And we don't even try to know. But we think that our themes, which are mostly standard themes, which is private sector financials, a consumer, nowadays a little bit of people going or helping people go online, and then this tech, pharma, specialty, chemical, with tech is a bit more core. But now you can say, okay, pharma is also there, 12% because of it going up or whatever. But you really cannot bet like that. It's too difficult to think that you will know ahead of time. Now, about the sectors that you are talking, which is the economically sensitive or metals or say an L&T or something, we don't buy the metal types. And as I said, if we buy one out of sheer frustration, that would be the peak for that stock. So don't make me angry because I'll go and buy one and stop it today personally. So the other ones are these where I believe that over time, they are not going to be massive outperformers that they pain me beyond a point. So I will delay buying those as long as I can, because previous history of buying these capital goods and government-dependent sectors has not been very good, except if the really bull run starts, you know, which we don't think has happened to that extent, because there should be some logic that who is that spender. If you see even today in the world also, high capital expenditure is not a business. All the top companies in the world don't have any capex. They have computer expenditure.
They're all deleveraging, actually. That's the point taken.
They don't have.
Yeah, actually, it's just the central banks are the ones who are having the maximum capex. They are the ones who are printing and printing. And that's why, as you said, it's valuations that have gone up, not really EPS. Your worry is taken on board. I mean, it worries all of us, but when the markets are...
No, so I'm saying there are many sectors which are okay. Like private sector banks are still down to flattish. If you're up 10-20%, it's okay. But let's look at some stock, some random stock, let's say some hotel stock, something. Or any stock which in February was priced at 100 rupees. Now, in February, when there was no COVID, half the people were interested. It's not that it was some hot stock at that time. So it was 100. Now, what should it be today when there has been a problem in the economy and that earnings that they thought will come back in, say, 2 years from now? Why are those stocks 130? Makes no sense. If they're at 100, if they're at 90, it makes sense that, okay, you have been affected by COVID. To make it look that what has been delayed by 2 years. But today there is a bull run. So, but there are not very many stocks. All we are doing is trying to eliminate stocks that have gone up as if nothing had gone wrong.
That's right.
As if it was smooth. Just because we are able to say that interest rates are low, that is not enough. So all I'm saying to you, you have to analyze only 2 kinds of stocks. Stocks that are up a lot can be bought if they are genuinely beneficiaries or relative beneficiaries of this. But just to say that after a fall, they will recover their earnings, therefore they should be 20% higher than Jan, makes no sense to me.
No.
If you want, I can give you 1 or 2 names also, because I don't own them and I'm not short them. But let's leave it for the time. Why break their heart?
No, you're not breaking their heart. You're actually helping a lot of investors. So
I'm talking about the corporate's heart, not the individual investor.
all right. Well, thanks a lot, Samir. It's always a pleasure having you with us, and we hope to hear more from you and learn more from you in the year ahead as well.